Hi guys, it's Miss Abby again here. We're still talking about planning our vacation. As you can see, I'm dressed up in my winter gear in case I'm going somewhere cold. Got my hat and my fuzzy jacket, gloves, and a little neck scarf thing. Anyone who knows me knows that I do not like to be cold. So I am not going to plan my dream vacation to a place that is cold because I just don't enjoy that. But some of you guys may want to go somewhere cold. Maybe you love the cold, or you want to go skiing on your dream vacation, or you want to see the northern lights while staying in an igloo. You want to climb Mount Everest, something cold. So in this last video, we are going to talk about how to put together all of the things that you've talked about and worked on so far with your project. So we've talked about the budget and figuring out how much things are going to cost on your trip, how you're going to get there, where you're going to stay, who's going with you. We've talked about making the brochure. So basically that's persuading us visually with picking your trip over everyone else's. You want to show us really cool pictures in that, some small details, very few words, just explaining some of the images on there. So now it comes to what I'm calling the elevator pitch. And an elevator pitch is traditionally the idea that you're stuck on an elevator going down or up the elevator with someone, and you're trying to persuade them to either hire you or buy your product. But in our example, instead of those, we're going to try to persuade everyone else, influence them, convince them that the vacation that you planned is the best one, and that they should want to go on the vacation you planned instead of the one they planned because it's just that cool. So I'm going to give you guys a few examples and then share with you the document that is uploaded to the Google Classroom that kind of breaks down how to make that elevator pitch. So for example, maybe you are wanting to convince us that New Orleans is the best place to take a vacation. So I would start out by introducing myself. Hi, I'm Miss Abby, and I work with the 8th graders at West who are now freshmen at campus. And then next, you're going to want to tell us a couple of facts about your place. So maybe I can tell you guys that the submarine sandwich is known as the po' boy when you're in New Orleans. So make sure you order that, not a sub sandwich. And then also that the Superdome, one of their sports venues there, is actually the largest enclosed stadium in the entire world. So if you're a big sports fan, their stadium is pretty unique. So in addition to the facts, you're going to want to tell people then a couple of sites to see in your location. So they have this place called Mardi Gras World where they store a bunch of the Mardi Gras floats from the previous year's parade. So you can walk around the warehouse and get to see these Mardi Gras floats up close and in person, close enough that you can touch, but not supposed to because they are works of art. So that's a cool thing to see there. Another one is you gotta go eat at Cafe Du Monde. That is where they make famous New Orleans beignets. It's basically like a fried dough with powdered sugar on top. So it's kind of like a donut, just like a different form. Very tasty, would recommend. So that would be my quick elevator pitch on New Orleans. So let me show you guys the document that's uploaded to Google Classroom so that you can get an idea of the formula. So I'm just going to share my screen with you all. All right. So here's what's in Google Classroom. It breaks down those 4 things that I just talked about. You're going to introduce yourself. So tell us your name, your grade level, and your school. Go ahead and move to the next one. So you guys are no longer 7th and 8th graders. You're all 8th and 9th graders. So tell us your grade and your school. And then you are going to next tell us where you plan your vacation to. So this could be a city, this could be a country, this could be a state park, this could be an amusement park. I mean, it's really wherever you picked. And then the next thing you're going to tell us is 2 fun facts about your spot You really want to impress us with these because you are trying to show us that your place is the best. So really pick some cool facts that you learned while working on your project. The next thing and the last thing is to tell us 2 of the absolute coolest things that you can do while you're in your place. So maybe this is a museum that has some really cool stuff. Maybe this is a beach. Maybe this is a tall building or a monument, or really just anything that's cool to see there. Maybe you're going to Niagara Falls. I don't know. Maybe this is one of the reasons you're going. Maybe you picked the Grand Canyon. So it's really based on where you went, but just 2 of the coolest things. Like, you really want to pick the top 2 things to tell us. So again, on here is an example that I made. So this time I used my Yosemite example you guys have been hearing from me in the other videos. Hi, I'm Miss Abby, and I work with the now freshmen at Campus High. My dream vacation spot is Yosemite National Park. Yosemite is where rock climbing originally started as a sport. So it's the first place where people did it just for fun. And then it actually covers just under 750,000 acres, the park itself, which is actually 4 counties wide. So the park is one of the largest. It's very expansive. And then Yosemite Falls is the tallest waterfall in North America. So that's one of the sites. And then the other one is Half Dome. And it requires hanging cables to get to the top. So if you remember my brochure, there was a picture of tiny little people looking like ants climbing up a ladder to the top. So pretty impressive that you cannot climb to the top without rock climbing or using those hanging cables. There's no other way to get to the top of Half Dome. So that will be my pitch for Yosemite. I'm going to give you guys one more example so that hopefully you understand what an elevator pitch is. The last one I'm doing is for Sydney, Australia. So maybe you want to go to Sydney, Australia because it is the 12th most expensive city to live in the world right now. It is the location of many big film shoots, including the entire Matrix series, the Great Gatsby film, and Independence Day. So that is one of the facts. Another one is that the Sydney Opera House is located there, and that is the that's one of my sites. One of my sites is the Sydney Opera House, Performing Arts Building in Sydney Harbor. It is one of the most recognizable buildings of the 20th century. So hope you guys know what that is. It's got the white sail-shaped things going on. Another one is Sydney Tower Eye. It is the tallest building in Sydney. You take like a elevator up to the top, and then it has glass floors so you can view the city underneath and standing on glass. There's also a restaurant inside that rotates very slowly while you eat, so you get a view of the entire city. A little bonus fact about that one is, it's in Finding Nemo, Sydney, Australia. So, pretty cool place. So I don't know if any of those convinced you to research those places because they are pretty cool, but that is what this project is focused on. This piece is creating a pitch that's just going to convince us how cool your place is. So this is the last step. You should already have all of the information that you need to pick from to complete this based on the brochure that you've already made. So it's really just narrowing down the information in that and convincing us how amazing your location spot is. Let me stop sharing this. All right, so if you had any questions about how to do that, I would highly recommend that you join us on Tuesday and Wednesday at 11 and at 1 to get any help on how to complete the project. And then on Thursday, we're going to present everything. So I can't wait to see you guys in person later this week. Bye.